Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. So it's so nice to see you, feel you, commune with you. It's been a while. I know. Things have been, well, they're always wild, aren't they? This is definitely my one of my favorite places to be, right? Doing readings for the channel, but unfortunately it's not always the first place I get to be. But it's nice to feel you again. It's nice to commune. Let's get started. So we have a C that's right over here on the edge. I usually will say that when we get towards this rim, when we get on the top fold of the curve there, it's something that is aligned with our higher thinking, with our kind of connection with the universe, the divine, the way that we speak to God, Goddess, whatever that is for you, right? And the information that we are getting in return, okay? So we have the letter C. There is a word, there's a person, there is a feeling, okay? We're gonna keep going. We're gonna see if this kind of comes up, if we can have some clarity on who your C person is. Now over here we have two people. Okay, this one looks like they are kind of in a robe or some kind of shroud that is blowing. We have the head that looks somewhat like, I don't know, something like I was going to say ibis, not an ibis, not a bird. Something like what are they called? Ibis? Ibis. I don't think I've ever said that out loud. It's like an antelope. Right? Like a zebra, like a deer, like a horse kind of, with antlers. And so we have this energy of a priest or a priestess. When I see, not always, but when I see something that is like in a robe or a shroud and then the head of an animal, I know this represents a devotee of some kind. Probably ascended, because they are adorned in the costumery that is, well, honoring their deity, right? Playing a part in the mystery, stepping into that role as a proxy. Now, overhead, we have two birds, okay? We have two birds, so we have a message. We have some kind of, something to say, something to share. Now, over here, we have another person who, again, kind of has this like large, flowy looking garment, right? Some kind of fabric, oversized robe, jacket, dress, what are they called? Dishash? I don't know how to say it, but like the long kind of robe, dress-like garments worn often in the Middle East, but in all kinds of cultures. Absolutely. I have a few myself. And behind we have a mountain range. Okay. So I look at this as a traveler, again, a devotee, one who has chosen to honor their engagement with the path by devoting their life to the way, and whatever that looks like, right? I'm not saying that you have to go live on top of a mountain in a cave and meditate all day. If you want to do that, you should. Absolutely. It sounds awesome. I wish I had the courage to go do that. You don't have to be a desert mother or father, right? The saints of the desert. You don't have to be somebody who has this kind of separate religious, spiritual, fully kind of cloistered lifestyle, right? you can be somebody who, weaves it into your daily life. Somebody who not only searches for meaning, understanding, information, some kind of knowledge, right? Hopefully some wisdom. But you're somebody that can integrate it. And that's the big difference. Now, this is like, I really, you can't really fully understand when you're going through an initiation process, especially in that like profane and then kind of neophyte stages, right? The first stages, and these can last, decades. Absolutely they can. But as you get into that kind of inner temple, you start to really see like, oh, there's another door here. I'm going into the, I'm going inward a little bit more here. You start to see that it really does. It comes down to, are you able to take this knowledge, this information, and are you able to integrate it in a way that it transmutes it into wisdom? And what does that mean? It means living what you are learning, even if it is allegory, right? Now, we know you're not going to live the myths, hopefully, unless you're like going to, again, like some kind of mystery play, or you're part of some kind of, initiate system or something where you play these things out. Oh, that's awesome. Great. Have fun with that. I'm a little jealous. But we live the allegories out through our lives, our situations, our scenarios, the great Greek comedies of our life, the great Greek tragedies of our life, right? And these are the mysteries. They are. And so I see you coming into this place where you are going from being somebody who, I would say, really has learned to integrate, really has learned to live what you believe, right? You are the ultimate thing that I've ever heard that not ever, but it's one of them. It's like top 5, right? Things that I've ever heard in my life that really, really cut clear to me. Mean what you say and say what you mean. But this is applicable to all levels of life. When we can get to that place where we don't need all the pretense, we don't need to like weave this whole thing together. We can walk into certain situations and clearly state what our authentic self wants and needs. To be able to say, like, absolutely beyond all of the noise in my head, all of the conditioning, all of the what I know I should and what people would say that, how I ought to, and, what I know from what I've read and seen in movies and stuff, and believe that this is somehow how I'm supposed to live. And you get to a place in your life, in your learning, in your traveling, in your being, and you say, but this doesn't speak to who I truly am, what I truly am. Now, I don't just reject the systems that I so cruelly have been put into without any kind of agreement on my part. We are born into these things. We all are. We spend a lot of our life trying to figure out how to survive them. And if you're lucky, you get to spend part of your life figuring out how to get out of them. You, my darling, are on a journey between knowing that they're even there and learning them so well, the ones that really affect you in your life, whatever those systems are, that you are the Hierophant. You are the navigator, the captain of your destiny, because you have devoted yourself to yourself. You have devoted your time and energy to becoming something. I don't care what it is. We don't need lofty goals. I'm not saying that we have to all sit around and try to become, enlightened, some kind of, Buddha-like entity, released of attachments, and so on, although that sounds pretty gangster to me. That's a lot to take in, right? To even begin to have the courage to live that way. And then maybe even realize dude, this doesn't really mean anything to me. Because here's the weird thing. Okay, here, I have to do a little ramble here. Here's the thing I always get stuck on with relieving of, any kind of attachment. You have to go through a period of just not believing anything. You know what I mean? And I don't mean in a cynical, you're all of a sudden you're some gang nihilist or whatever. That's not, we're nihilists, Lebowski. We believe in nothing. whatever he says. No. But there's a period, I mean, it has to be a good chunk of it, right? Where you're yo, nothing is real. What the heck am I even doing? You know what I mean? I'm on this path, but it doesn't mean anything. Where's even the path, right? And it's dissolving beneath you as you travel it. And whoa, to be able to stay in that and eke it out, I don't know, man. Maybe maybe in 5 or 10,000 more cycles for me. I'm a very base person, very in the earth, very Malkuthian, in a lot of ways. So yeah, but I feel that, there's a sense of knowing that there's a higher purpose for you. And it could be literally that simple. And actually, listen, that's the truest, I mean, if anything is true, I don't know what true means, but if anything is true, that would be the truest, most simplistic cutting, this is it, everything else, but this is it. You know what I mean? And so, to me, it feels like you have been relieved of a lot of pressure. Okay. So coming into that Hierophant era of your life, studying the things, mastering the things, freaking the system. You know what I'm saying? Really understanding something enough that you can create within it, you can take from it, you can give back to it, you can try to reform it in ways. A true artist, a true magician. And so up here we have what looks like, I keep seeing it as a cat that's scared, but also a house. I get this feeling that you have had some frights lately. Moments where somebody will walk in the room and you're just startled. You're on edge about something. I don't think it's everywhere. It's in the home. Now, we also have, as I turn this, you can see, We have this flower. It looks like a dandelion to me, like the ones that you blow on and the things go everywhere and you make a wish. So I feel that there's a sense of luck coming around, and then we have the house down there. Let's get back to the luck. I want to circle back to the luck part because I want to see what is going on in the house. Because it feels... Okay, so we have an older man sitting here. You can see the head. You can see the upper body, like a white shirt, the pants. We have a dog. We have a younger person right here. I feel that these people they've passed. These are people that... I don't know if you even know them. Maybe they're from your childhood, but they could be older than that. Now, I don't think this is like ghosts, like they're tied to the house and they're haunting the property and, whatever. It's not like that. It feels like these are maybe guardians of the family, or for some reason, like, they want to be remembered. They want to, the story needs to be remembered. Now, I don't know what happened here, but I feel like there's a lot of, sadness. There's a lot of, people, kind of a feeling of, they passed very young. And for some reason, it seems like it was, very close together. Maybe it was, a sickness that came through the house. But they want to be remembered for some reason. I don't know why. Sometimes it's these little, if you could think of memories or people, the concept of a person, their identity, who they were within the strands of things. If you could think of them as a little bubble, right? Every little intense memory or dynamic of a relationship or whatever is a little, a marble or something full of the essence of something. Sometimes for some reason they rise up and it's right in your face and it's why am I looking? Why do you want me to see this? I don't know exactly here. Except that they want to be remembered. Why do they want to be remembered? I don't know. That I can't tell you. I don't know. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it seems to be part of a larger, I don't know, story, I guess, narrative. Okay. So maybe look into that. Do some digging around. Maybe if you have one of them, what are they called? Those family tree things online where the genealogy deals. Everybody has somebody in your family that's super into it, right? So go looking at that stuff. That might help. Okay, the last thing that we're going to look at here is that we have a person riding a bull. I feel, and that's what it is, I feel that you are going to have an opportunity here coming up. It feels impossible. You're scared. You're scared. I'm just going to tell you, you are scared. It feels like it is something that, maybe you don't have the skill set for. Maybe you're like me. You've, been working within the home. I haven't had a job out in the world with people for some years now. I've been lucky to be able to work from home and then have a business and so on and so forth. But listen, dude, you never know when you got to get back out there, right? And so there's almost this feeling of you're coming from a place where you've been doing something, a certain way or in a way that's comfortable for you. And then all of a sudden there's this opportunity and it's well, it's going to make me rearrange some pretty important aspects of my life. But I feel like that's a good thing. And that's where that luck really starts to come in. When you start riding that bull and you start, pulling yourself together and, you know, having the grit to really jump on there, which I know you do. You're a Capricorn. You know, this is I'm a Capricorn rising. So much of my being is a Capricorn. And I will say that, you know, at first I feel like I do a lot of stuff kind of begrudgingly because I'm like, I don't know about this. I don't really like to be out of my comfort zone too far. I don't like to be uncomfortable for too long, but I know that I have to be sometimes, right? And when I get going, and this is our Capricorn, man, when we lock in, boy, you know what I mean? We get cruising with it. So I really feel like that's where this energy comes from with you, okay? Ooh. 80. Our first lucky number is 80. Went off the table. And 17. And 80, 17, and... Not again. 80 again? No. We'll do a different one. Come on now. Are you kidding me? It went to 17 again. We got 80, 17, 80, 17. Okay, Spirit. Let's go. Let's help me out here. Not off the table. 18. 18. I'm just going to move it right there so you can see 18. A nice mixture of the 8 and the 17. The 8. Oh, yes. I like it. I like it. Spirit is on it today, dude. Yeah, that's it. All right. Capricorn, I love you. Thank you for being here. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. Other than that, we'll talk soon. Take care.